I've been listening to Dr. Ramani's book recently called It's Not You, highly recommended. But one of the things that she was talking about in the book that really caught my attention was what victims of narcissistic abuse tend to go through after they leave narcissistically abusive relationships. Dr. Ramani talks about the 3 R's that victims of narcissistic abuse all go through after they finally leave these relationships. The 3 R's are regret, rumination, and recall, specifically euphoric recall. And there's a couple of different versions of regret. The first one, there's in an intimate relationship, I regret that I ever even got into this relationship. That was a bad idea. Wish I had seen all the red flags ahead of time. But there's also regret in a parent to child relationship as well. If you're raised with toxic or antagonistic or narcissistic parents, where you regret the relationship that you'll never have, right? There is regret. There is sadness there that the relationship is never going to thrive. It's not going to rise from the ashes. And you'll have that grieving period where you have to let that go. There is a time and a place where like, oh, I can get rid of that hope now that you deserve to have that parent. And then you're going to experience that through regret and through grieving. The second of the 3 R's is rumination. With rumination, this is where we're constantly rethinking and going back through the relationship and trying to make sense out of something that really didn't make sense. Because when someone truly has narcissistic personality disorder, they are hurting you for sport. And that doesn't make sense to us. And so we try to make it make sense by thinking it through and trying to get educated on narcissistic abuse as much as we can so that we can try to put it in a box and make logical sense out of everything that happened to us. And the third thing she talks about is recall, specifically euphoric recall, because not everything that we experienced in the relationship was abusive the entire time. There were certainly good times that we had with the narcissist. There was certainly a reason that we fell in love with them. There was certainly things that we enjoyed about being with them. And so we will sometimes over focus on some of those more positive experiences that we had with them, and sometimes even diminish what we knew in the moment of, this is a really nice day that I'm having with this narcissist, when you know there's a cloud over of like, so what's going to happen tomorrow, or when we get back home from this vacation, or whatever it is. But we'll remember those good times, and sometimes that will make us feel like, maybe it wasn't so bad. Maybe I can go back to this person. I think it's really important as you recover from narcissistic abuse to understand that those 3 R's are going to happen: regret, rumination, and recall, euphoric recall specifically, and to have grace with yourself, because you're going to go through an emotional roller coaster over several months, potentially several years. So it's important to have grace with yourself, allow yourself to experience those things. Talk it out with a therapist if you can. EMDR treatments can also be really helpful, but just know that those things are going to happen to you. They're going to come up at random times. You're going to be triggered in both positive and negative ways for a long period of time. Have grace with yourself through your own healing.